Good afternoon and Jai Hind student. Today I am here with class 9th history and the chapter name is Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Today I am going to deal with the topic after Civil War, a making of a socialist society and Stalinism and collectivization. So my topic is making a socialist society. So after Civil War, industries and banks were nationalized forcefully or with their own effort, but the government has nationalized the industries and banks. Nationalized means like nowadays in India you can see both the sectors, private and nationalized sector for the bank, but the one superpower bank is there, that is RBI, who decides whether the banks will be private sector or nationalized sector. But in Russia, banks and industries were nationalized and no private sector was there between this time period. Up till the time Russia was USSR. Peasants were permitted to cultivate land and land were socialized. Means between 1918 to 1922, whatever lands were transferred to the poor peasants, now after 1922 they were permitted to cultivate these lands, and now lands in Russia were not the private property, these were socialized. Bolshevik demonstrated how to work collectively under the socialism to the peasant cultivators and traders too. A centralized planning system of a 5-year plan was introduced. This, my dear student, you have already studied in your 8th class last chapter. India has also accepted the planning commission. This planning commission in India and Russia, which was introduced first of all time, taking the target of a 5-year for one commitment to grow the economy. So in Russia, in this government, the 5-year plan was made up. The first 2 5-year plan means between 1927 to 32 and 1933 to 38, government had taken the target of fixing the prices to promote the industrial growth. So similarly, like in India also, our first 2 target was to increase the dam construction to generate the electricity for the industrial sector and to growth the industrial sector. Similarly in Russia also, but before India, too many years before India, it was a first experiment of a Russia of a 5-year plan, and in first 2 5-year plan, government had fixed the prices to promote the industrial growth. Due to this due to this 5-year planning system, industrial production increased 100%, means this idea was successful. But it was only in the few sectors like oil, coal and steel industry. And because of the industrial production, because for 5-year government was extra budget, government was spending on this sector, so because of this, factories spread throughout the Russia. However, the government was trying to provide people, because they were committed. They made Russia as a socialist society for the people, to give them equality in terms of health, education and sanitation facilities. Not only to their workers, even to the peasants and even to the women also. So government was trying to provide them health, education and sanitation facilities. But due to increase in the numbers of industries and workers, somehow government failed to provide them all the facilities because the resources were limited with the government. For example, it is given here that the living quarters in the winter time at the 40° below temperature, people had to climb down from the 4th floor and dash across the street in order to go to the toilet. This example tells us that the still housing and sanitation facilities were lacking behind even in the socialist government in Russia. Whereas still, we can say that the government was regularly trying to develop the schooling system, provide universities to the peasants groups also, and creches were also established for the children of women workers. And a modern living quarters were set up by the government, socialist government, for the workers working in the industry. Now, my last topic is Stalinism and collectivization. First of all, we'll understand what was Stalinism. So let me tell you one thing. Vladimir Lenin, in 1917, after October Revolution, he decided to, after his death, to make his successor as Leon Trotsky. If you all remember, Leon Trotsky was the army general whom had given the charge of October Revolution and who was successful in his aim. But what happened in coming up to 1918? Vladimir Lenin having a brain hemorrhage and he was physically handicapped. So the decision indirectly on the behalf of Vladimir Lenin till the death of Vladimir Lenin was taken up by the Stalin. And after the death of the Lenin, Stalin headed the Bolshevik party or Socialist Party, means he become on the behalf of the Lenin executive, the head executive of Russia. But this period was linked with the disaster. Whatever time Stalin had ruled on Russia, this period known as the disaster in term of collectivization, his concept was there in term of agriculture. But as we see that the Stalin time was for the Second World War also. So Russia was again due to the Second World War in the disastrous term. But anyhow, to win the Second World War, we give credit to the Stalin's anger only. So this period in USSR counted as the disaster because of the collectivization concept of agriculture introduced by Stalin. Now we'll study what was collectivization and why this was introduced. In the towns of Russia, they were facing acute problem of grain supplies, which tells that the peasants and traders were not sending the proper supplies because government has fixed the prices of food grain and peasants refused to sell it on that prices. They wanted to earn more and more profit. So Stalin believed that the peasants and traders were holding these stocks just to get the higher prices. It made him angry because according to Vladimir Lenin and his policies, they made Russia as a socialist country where nobody can misuse the power of socialism. So he started taking firm emergencies measures. So what he had taken as the emergency measure? In 1928, his party members started touring to the food producing areas and forcefully they started collecting grains. They raided the kulaks known as rich peasants in Russia. So the peasant who got land after the land redistribution in 1918, coming up to 1928 means within 10 years, they become the rich peasants by earning profit. So these kulaks, they were called as kulaks. So these kulaks were now targeted by the Bolshevik party. Their grains were raided and government had given their control on their store food grains. When the shortages increased, but after this also the shortages increased. So then Stalin had introduced the collective farm concept. He argued that these shortages were due to small size of land holding. During the Civil War, so many poor peasants, including other wealthy peasants, they all have got the land. But because of this redistribution, the size of the land got reduced. So Stalin pointed out this lacuna of a land redistribution and he argued that the food shortages are because of the small sized farms and the owner are so many. So he had introduced the collective farm system, which was known as kolkhoz. But to establish the kolkhoz or collective farm was not the easy task for the socialist government. So to develop the modern form, it was necessary first of all to eliminate kulaks, take away land from them, and establish the state-controlled farms which were known as kolkhoz or collective farms. And this is only known as collectivization concept of Stalin. So now we have to study the effects of collectivization. First effect I'll tell you, it was just like you all can notice in Sikhism, langar system runs. So not only collective farm concept was introduced, even the collective kitchens were also introduced. Now the government become the owner of the land and implemented the collective farms. Peasant worked on the land, but the profit was shared by kolkhoz, means collective farms, government. So they were getting according to their work salaries, and the rest of the profit was shared by the collective farm owner of kolkhoz, and that was socialist government, which made peasants very angry because somehow they now from a landowner become the workers in these farms. So they resisted. The authorities destroyed their livestock. गुस्से में आके खुद ही they destroyed their livestock, and those who resisted collectivization, they were severely punished by the socialist government. Many were deported, many were exiled, and they were called as anti-socialist to provoke socialist followers against of them. Those who resisted, they were treated unsympathetically. No mercy, no sympathy was given to these kind of revolutionaries, anti-socialist. In spite of collectivization, even the production did not increase. In spite of using these measures by the Stalin government, the production did not increase because between 1930 to 33, it was a time of a devastating famine and a bad harvest which had killed 4 million people in Russia. By the 1939, Stalin and his socialist followers charged the critics, means those who were anti-socialist or those who resisted the collectivization concept or the policies of socialist. And they were called that they are playing conspiracy against the socialism. Accusations were made throughout the country, and over 2 million people were the prisoners or they were sent to the labor camps which were there in the Poland. Let me tell you one thing. You're going to study about labor camps during the time of Hitler in Poland, where the concentration cells were made up, where people were dying because of the tortures. But these labor camps, first of all, opened in the Poland area by the Stalin's government when the Poland was in the Russia's custody. 1939 was the time when Hitler had won the Poland, captured the Poland, and the labor camps which were opened up by the Stalin, he had opened the concentration camps there, elimination camps for the Jews and undesirables. They were killed there in these labor camps. So these labor camps, we blame, we curse Hitler, but this were already running during the time of Stalin when Poland was the part of Russia. Amongst these, most were innocent, but somehow they were targeted. For them, false confessions were made up and they were tortured and executed finally. Thank you and Jai Hind. With this, the chapter got completed.